if your marketing isn't working the way that you want, it may be because you're using the wrong marketing approach. What do I mean? Well, these days, there's a lot of ads, right? A lot of noise in the marketplace and people telling you that you need some fancy funnel, you need some, slick looking advertisements or creative, or some, really kind of neat, new, trendy social media strategy. But what people don't tell you is that almost all of these kind of tactics and techniques that are so kind of prominent today, or that you see all over the place today, many of these are really suited best for consumers, right? And what then consultants try to do is they try and apply these consumer marketing approaches to the B2B space, meaning to organizations and executives. And the problem with that is that the way that consumers buy and the amount of time that a typical consumer has, or that a typical consumer will give to sitting on a long, webinar, or going through multiple different funnels and clicking a whole bunch of buttons and, doing all that kind of stuff. The typical consumer will do that, but the typical executive won't. And that's because executives value time more than money, right? And the decision-making process that an executive or organization goes through is significantly different from a consumer. The consumer, in most cases, it's just them making that decision, or maybe their spouse. But an executive, right, has to think through typically a lot more. There's more inherent or potential risk in that decision, right, in that engagement, if they decide to bring somebody on or engage, a consultant or a firm to help them. Right, the investment level is also significantly different. You're typically not talking, or you're never really talking about hundreds of dollars, and not even $1,000, right? The typical consulting engagement is going to be tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions of dollars. And so the level of risk and the level of thought that needs to go into making that decision that is going to be the right one for that executive and for their organization, where they can consider all the implications, is just so different than the typical consumer marketing approach. So if you want to start seeing better results in your consulting business, if you want to build a thriving full pipeline of opportunities, you need to apply the right strategy and the right tactics and techniques and approach that creates significantly more value, that allows you to demonstrate your unique insights and experience and expertise, where you get to build a relationship with the executives and with the people that you ultimately want to work with. And that's exactly what we've been doing ourselves for over 2 decades, and helping now thousands of consultants to do over the last decade plus. So we have a lot more resources available for you on how to create that kind of thriving pipeline at consultingsuccess.com. Feel free to check that out. But I just wanted to make that distinction here today, because I see so many people being kind of swayed or pulled towards these new shiny, trendy kind of funnels and this and that, again, don't work for the typical executive that is buying high level, high value consulting services. So think about and kind of look at what you're doing right now and how you can apply a different, more proven approach specifically for consulting businesses and buyers of consulting services. And again, we have a lot more information available for you at consultingsuccess.com.